tell, but I'll be holding you. I'll be holding you. I'll be holding you.
What is going on, guys? Banshee here. We are doing a collab commentary today with @Extremist1991. If you guys want to go follow him on Instagram, it is on the screen right now. Other links to his bio, anything you need to know about Extremist Josh, he is down below in the description, guys. Go check him out. He's got some amazing content on Instagram. Beautiful page, beautiful page. But today we're going to be talking about Forza Horizon 4 and what it's going to be all about. Josh, what is going on? You doing all right?
I'm doing great, man. I appreciate the invite for this dual commentary here. I know a lot of people have been looking forward to hearing from me on YouTube finally. Hopefully this is a good way to preamble me getting involved in the YouTube world. Today, though, we're going to hit on a lot of topics, and they are all to do with Forza Horizon 4, a game that a lot of people have been dying recently to get information on. And we're just gonna jump right into this today. You want to start? You want to start this out for us, Wade?
Yeah, I can. Like you said, Forza Horizon 4 has been a game that a lot of people have been wanting to play recently. It's not the fact that Motorsport 7's dying out or anything, but when you get on Forza Horizon, you just feel a different type of energy when you're on the game itself, because you have all types of stuff you can do. You have free roam, you have races, you have Forzathons that you can do, and it's all going to come back to Forza Horizon 4 and even more too. So we have a lot of variety coming in the game. It's a beautiful game. If you guys haven't seen the trailer, I got some of the videos playing on the screen right now, and I also got some Forza Horizon 3 content mixed in here. But guys, go check it out. Find any more information out that you can other than this video. There's so much stuff being released like that. It's like a huge tidal wave of information just being released. So we'll go ahead and jump into this. So Forza Horizon 4, it's supposed to release on October 2nd, and it is based in the UK. So we're going to have tons of scenery out there. It's going to be great. There's rivers, there's lakes, there's mountains. Scotland, I believe, is in the game. We have the green rolling hills up there. We have pretty much anything that you can imagine terrain type is going to be in this game. So with the seasons on the game, that's going to affect it. We're going to talk about that here in just a second too with the seasons, but that is going to be a big player in Forza Horizon 4 that's different. Like Forza Horizon 3, we had the rain and we had the snow added in, and with the snow and the rain we had different types of, like, if you're on the road driving, you would leave tracks in the snow, for example, so you were molding, and that's going to come back in with actual sand and dirt in the game too, but we're going to talk about that later anyways.
So what do we know? We know that right now, as confirmed by the devs of Forza Horizon 4, that this map will be the largest Forza Horizon map to date. It is a recurring thing in each Forza Horizon game that they give us more and more space to move around in. If you know anything about Scotland, it's got the beautiful green rolling hills, as Wade talked about earlier. Beautiful. Should be a lot of, whole lot of navigating around that area. It's going to be an awesome experience. Huge map. The goal in this game, as we've learned so far, as they put, is for you to become a Forza Horizon superstar. If that means, driving cars for movies, being a stunt driver. There's several things that are going to come into shaping how you become a Horizon superstar.
It could be like during the campaign of the game too. We could have, like you said, we could have movie sets that we got to do, and it's all about creating your own Horizon event. I mean, what the developers were saying about the game is, when you travel around, you want to feel as if you own the event, kind of like what we did in Forza Horizon 3. So, like you said, we could have movie sets, we could have races that we have to do, time trials, drift events, speed cameras. I'm sure all that's going to be back in the game, especially with all the little hints that are around the map where you can gain any extra XP. Always helps out.
So, for the first time in a Forza Horizon title, we're going to experience something called dynamic seasons. And what this is, season changes from the seasons you all know and love: autumn, spring, winter, summer. The entire environment is going to change before your eyes. You and however many players you're playing with in a server are going to all experience the exact same thing at the same time. With that being said, what are some of the things that we're going to get to look forward to? The big thing right now is winter, and it's as the devs stated earlier on, is the winter settings are going to allow you access to other parts of the maps, to other XP boards, cache boards, alternate routes, other events, things that you normally wouldn't have access to in spring, summer, and autumn, or fall as a lot of people like to call it. Another thing that we're also going to be getting used to here is the blimp. The blimp is going to signal the start of a new world event. What those world events are at this point, other than a seasonal change, we're not really sure yet. One of the big things is Forzathons, which are going to come back, and as you know, Forzathons will allow you to do certain things to acquire more credits, XP, other vehicles, etc., etc. For the first time also, we have shaping mud, sand, and snow physics in this game, which basically means when you drive through snow or mud, I don't think, like TC9700 Gaming said, I don't really think that it's going to be spin tires type deformation, but we are going to see more deformation this time than we're used to. Because one of the things that did lack just a little bit in Horizon 3 was the off-roading aspect of the game, where you didn't necessarily have the true and tried off-road physics that you would really like to see, where driving through sand and dirt and mud, snow, will cause you to get stuck. And this new shaping mud, sand, and snow is going to be, it's going to be legit. Can't wait to see how the new physics engine works with those aspects. Again, another thing to look forward to, for the first time in a Horizon game period, you are going to be allowed to buy properties, houses. You're going to be able to buy businesses. All of these things, again, will more than likely lead up to how you become a Forza Horizon superstar. One more thing that we also have to look forward to is the fact that there are no more, again, no more Forza Horizon blueprints. You're going to have control of every event in the game, including a new thing called Route Creator, and what that is going to allow you to do is create your own races. You're going to be able to lay out your own track down to every checkpoint, the aspects and requirements of those checkpoints, be it speed cameras, speed traps. You're going to have drifting zones, etc., etc.
Okay, so the campaign story for Forza Horizon 4 is going to be a little bit different than what we're used to. I mean, Horizon series anyways, you're supposed to be able to create your own event, and it's supposed to be all about you. So with this Horizon 4, you're supposed to be a Horizon superstar. With the Horizon superstar, you're supposed to travel around different areas, meet new people. There's a ton of people you're going to be meeting in this game. And while you meet them, you're going to be doing different events. Those events could be races, drifting events, time trials, anything under the moon. You could be doing that. You could even be a stuntman for him, as they explain in the trailers. Like Josh was saying, houses will be purchasable in Forza Horizon 4. You can buy your own business. You can buy up to a cottage. It says here you can buy up to a cottage to a castle. So you can have different people there. You can have huge meets at your different location. Like if you have a castle, I mean, I imagine you're going to have a huge meet. And we're going to talk about some of the multiplayer options that are coming down. So if you can actually get this crazy amount of cars into like an area like your castle, for example, that would be insane. That would be almost pretty much like a block party at that time. With saying that, with buying houses and businesses, you will have a full character customization. There's 45 different options that you can do to your character, with that being either shirts, shorts, shoes, hair, eye color, skin color, all that, etc. You will be able to do that. There also will be emotes in the game. So as you noticed in the trailer, cars were driving up to each other. You had some saying, hey, will you drift? Hey, will you be there? Do you want to go for a cruise? Do you want to drive, you can do different things. So there's going to be verbal emotes like that, and there's also going to be physical emotes, kind of like what we're seeing in all these other games, Fortnite for example. So with that being said, there could be possible 3D walking around inside certain settings and events. So like, say you can buy property, you can buy business. You could probably go to those events, get inside, almost be like kind of a chat room deal, but with a 3D model, and you could probably walk around in there. That would be interesting to see. Now we're not 100% sure on this, but that with the emotes could be a possibility, especially if you're on property. So you could walk in there, you could go to, like, for an example, a car meet. When you load into a game like Forza Horizon 2, they could bring this back. When you load into a multiplayer game, you just get thrown in a random car meet, and you have different people that are doing the same thing you are, just sitting in there. So maybe you could be like in a 3D customization, almost like what COD World War II has with their headquarters. You can see other people in the game that are about to do the same type of stuff that you. If you guys don't know, anyways, the cover car is a McLaren Senna. It's a tribute car to. Who'd you say his name was, Josh? It was Atron Senna, right? I didn't want to butcher that at all. I know exactly.
Yeah, the McLaren Senna is a tribute car by McLaren to the late great Ayrton Senna, legendary Formula One driver. It's just their way of carrying his essence on in a road legal hypercar, utilizing a lot of current Formula One technology. It is not a lot is known about the car yet because it hasn't been out. The car literally has not been out very long yet. But we do know that it is an absolute brute. At almost 800 horsepower, the car is still, it's on levels even above the P1, the Holy Trinity, things like that. For this car to headline the game, tells you that it's definitely got to be something. It's going to be something special.
Oh yeah, it's going to be crazy. And I imagine you, with all your liveries and tuning that you're going to be doing, this car will be something huge, especially for your page and all the different variety that you put out there. With Forza throws in different things each time it releases. Normally with the cars, you start at 200 cars, 250, 300, 350, 400. We're up to 450 cars. The cars in these games just keep going and going and going. Now sadly, from what we figured out so far, and what rumors we were hearing, Toyota street cars will not be in the game. They backed out of Forza. I'm not sure why. I haven't done much information on that regarding it since Forza Motorsport 7 released. But you are seeing them in Gran Turismo, so there might be a partnership going on with that. But either way, we will still have Toyota's racing division cars in the game. With that, in the trailer, you saw one of the Tundra Land Rovers or the Tacoma Land Cruiser, whatever it is.
The Toyota Hilux pickup truck.
Toyota Hilux pickup truck. Saw that in the trailer. We have the Toyota trophy truck. Is that what it is? I believe so.
Yeah.
In there.
So I'm not a huge fan of it. So.
Yeah. And also something else that comes with vehicles that you may have seen in the trailer. You've probably seen the hovercraft. Obviously, the thing is absolutely massive. It almost took out that car coming down the hill. You got the bikes, the dirt bikes that are in there, and the jets flying around. Now, guys, from what we know and what we figured out, and what we're assuming from the previous Forza anyways, is that you will not be able to drive these. I know it's kind of a shame, but that would ruin the aspect of really Horizon 3. That would almost be like a crew type deal, and I believe if they were going to talk about it anyways, they would mention it more in the trailer unless they are hiding it from us. So when it comes down to multiplayer is going to be a huge thing, especially for me since I host meets. You guys that join the meets, we do a lot of different types of stuff. So with this being said, some of the different multiplayer options that we've figured out so far will be 72-player server of some sort. Now we don't know what that 72-player server could be. Like I said, it could be almost a Forza Horizon 2 where you just join up. It'd be just a community area where everyone can get together. You can go, hey, you can post a message about, hey, let's all drift, or you can post a message, hey, let's all race. I'm not sure if I'm hitting that 100% on spot, but that is just an idea that I'm thinking of with the 72. I mean, that is a ton of people not to be doing something conversation-wise.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine hosting your own lobby? You step out of your house, your business, your castle, and you see 72 cars parked in one area. Everyone is using the new Horizon Story emotes system to communicate It's going to be insane when
that would be insane.
To put this into perspective, try to imagine leading a pack of 72 cars in a cruise. You look behind you, and there are nothing but headlights everywhere, and you are in command of the entire group. It's going to be unreal.
That would be awesome, especially with a bunch of people in there that want to do the same thing. That's going to be great. It's going to make for great content that's going to be released in the future too. With other multiplayer events coming to the game, we're going to have more co-op features coming with the game too. So with your Forza-thon, you can have a 6-player co-op, and you can all do that Forza-thon. So like for example, if you're in a single player and then the online Forza-thon comes on and updates your single player game, say for example you have a speed trap that you're supposed to hit at like 150 miles an hour. Let's say that with your 6 people or however many people you have at the time, it will bump up 150 per person. So each person has to hit 150, but total you'll have to hit a huge amount, like say 550, 650, 600. It just depends.
Alright, so another thing that we know at this point about Forza Horizon 4 and the future of this game and what players can expect is right now we're looking at 2 expansions. Now, again, these are, as you would guess, brand new expansions that are going to introduce new locations, vehicles, different gameplay settings, just different aspects of an expansion DLC that you would expect.
Also with the expansion, like what we had with Forza Horizon 3, we had the Hot Wheels expansion, we had Blizzard Mountain, which is, I love Blizzard Mountain. I thought Blizzard Mountain was absolutely a beautiful environment, and Hot Wheels too. I mean, that just brought you back to childhood when you're sitting on the floor just playing with your Hot Wheels. I mean, you can actually be on the ramp itself, and I think a lot of people were impressed by that. But with the other car passes that are in the game, I mean, you're going to have your Forza Horizon 4 car pass like you do with any Forza. You get all the cars in the game that come in DLC. And then something that's being added that we're kind of keeping an eye on for Forza Motorsport 7 is the Horizon 4 Formula Drift Car Pack. And if you read the description on this, it says that it will be available in Horizon 4 and also Motorsport 7. So I believe that that's when the Angle kits will release. If they don't release via update for free, which I imagine they would anyways, but they may throw in some cars with that as well, if that makes sense. So like for example, when you get your Angle kits, you can still do them the different, maybe a selection of cars on the game itself in the upgrade menu, and then they'll finally expand on that. But I believe that you'll have your Angle kits that you can throw on, like say a Sylvia for example, an S15, and then you will also get car packs of actual Formula Drift drivers, because that's, I mean, it says right here Formula Drift car packs. So we could have Frederick Osbo, we could have Ryan Turek, Chris Forsberg. We could have all those cars in the game just completely scanned and put in the game. That would be insane. Instead of, you know, the liveries are cool and everything, but driving the actual car, that would be nuts.
Insane.
Now, a huge key factor of Forza Horizon 4 is the seasons. We talked about this earlier in the video. The season is what's completely new and what's going to be really the push for Forza Horizon 4. So Forza Horizon 4, you have spring, summer, winter, fall, all going to be changing. But how do those change? Do they change like daily? Do they change monthly, IRL time? So that's what we're going to touch base with right here. Now they said specifically that they were going to change in a week, but then again they didn't give us a correct time frame. And this is also going to come in effect and play with the actual in-game hours, how long a day is going to be, how long a night is going to be. But a week. So let's think of it this way. Either we have a week in Horizon days, like 7 days, and then it changes to say spring to fall, or spring to summer. Why would it go spring to fall? Spring to summer, that would make sense. If not, then the world is probably ending. Or it could be an actual week, so 7 days. And this is the part that I kind of don't see. I mean, I can see it happening, but they'll have to be super, super dedicated to the servers, and maybe that's when your Forza-thon changes will be. But they don't even do that many Forza-thon changes in Forza Motorsport 7 anyways. And Forza Horizon 3, it's still laid back about, what, a month maybe, Josh? Or 2.5 weeks until they update the next Forza-thon. So maybe a week into IRL days may not be happening, but it's still a possibility.
Guys, so another thing that I want to hit on as well, I left a caption to a couple of pictures that I uploaded to Instagram here literally 13 hours ago that asked what kind of new and exciting things would you all like to see me do starting Forza Horizon 4. And over the past few weeks, I've been asked, several questions about what to expect out of myself. Not only myself, I'm sure that people have asked Wade as well what to expect out of him and his page. A couple things that I do want to jot down here for everyone. The majority of my tunes and liveries will be brought back to Forza Horizon 4, so all you die-hard Corvette, Mustang, Camaro, muscle cars, supercar, hypercar guys, everything that I have available in Horizon 3 will be carried over to the new game. Another thing that I've been asked here recently, and it's time to break the silence on, Signature Series cars. Will I bring them back? And the answer to that is definitely. A lot of older Signature Series cars will be brought back, revamped, and reiterated. New designs, new tunes. We're going to be doing some different stuff again, as we talked about earlier with the McLaren Senna. That is definitely a car that I cannot wait to get my hands on. Got some special stuff planned out. I've got a livery in mind that I really think everybody's going to enjoy. That will be a storefront livery. If we see the return of the auction house, and I'm almost 100% positive that we will, Signature Series cars are a definite go. There will be brand new police liveries designed for this map. Again, I know that a lot of you guys in the online community like to have your cops and robbers games where you chase people around in a Charger Hellcat or possibly a Crown Vic if the car makes its return. There will be multiple police liveries and new ones brought over to Horizon 4. So I will be back to tune and design brand new vehicles for people under request. So just let me know what you need as soon as the game drops, and I will do my best to get to you.
So guys, what am I looking forward to in Horizon 4? So evidently the first things first is the seasons. I really want to see how these seasons come into play and how I can change them in the game. Now with Horizon 3, the customization for online lobbies was a little unfair, to be honest with you. You had to go with what was going on in the actual setting of the world, which everyone did go with that. I mean, it wasn't too big of a problem, but changing the seasons, like if I host a drag event, a drift event, sometimes that would be fun to do it in the snow, but I would like to control my environment of what I do. So I'd like to throw it in the summer, get a little rain going on, change the setting, change the day, and the big thing, the drivatars. I love drivatars to death. I love just like smashing into them and stuff, but I don't like smashing into them when I'm doing a meet or hosting. Like anyone that's been to my meets before, if we cruise to a different location, one of us at least hits 20 drivatars by the time we get to the location. It's pretty bad. What else am I looking for? I'm also looking forward to vast variety of how many people we're going to be having in the game. So if we can have, Horizon 3 had 12 people, Motorsport 7 has 24. If we could just have 24 people, that would be fine by me. I mean, that's a lot of people that we're getting in the lobby. More people have the opportunity to join and have fun and just enjoy our experience in the game and what content we have to offer. But one thing that I would extremely like to see make a comeback is somehow, which is probably not going to happen at all, but is somehow the Toyota street cars making a comeback, possibly in an expansion pack, maybe later on in the year, or DLC wise. I mean, I really miss my Toyota cars. I know it's kind of a fanboy thing to say because of the Supra and all that, but there was a lot of great cars
Definitely.
that Toyota had off.
Cruising through Scotland in a big 1,000 horsepower single turbo Toyota Supra.
Oh man,
just having a blast.
That would be
listening
great.
to the litany of noises. I would hopefully say that we will see a Toyota expansion at some point, kind of like Porsche's done in the past. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see what Playground Games and the entire Forza dev crew decides to put together for us.
we'll have to see. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Josh, appreciate you being here. Thank you, thank you.
Nah, I appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, no problem.
You guys take care.
Guys, if you liked the video, leave a like down there below. Subscribe. Josh, his channel is down below in the description if you guys want to check it out, and his Instagram. His Instagram is awesome. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching the video. You have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.